Hello student, this is Ashish Vegadava from the electrical department. Today we will learn thyristor commutation in the subject power electronics. Let's move to the content of this topic. In this topic we will learn class D commutation and class E commutation, which is external pulse commutation. And last we will learn class F commutation, which is SL line commutation. So let's start with the class D commutation. Here the class C and the class D thyristor commutation can be differentiated with the load current in class D. So this is the circuit diagram of class D commutation. Here we have used two thyristor and one diode. It having two thyristor, that is main thyristor, auxiliary thyristor and one diode, and one freewheeling diode is connected across the load. So in class D commutation only one SCR will carry the load current, while the other SCR it act as an auxiliary thyristor, whereas class C both of the SCR will carry the load current. The auxiliary thyristor is consist of resistor and its anode is having resistance of approximately 10 times the load resistance. By triggering the auxiliary thyristor, the capacitor is going to charge up to the supply voltage, and then thyristor TA will turn off as if it will face negative supply of the capacitor. So if the extra voltage, if any, due to substantial inductance in the input, line will be discharged through the diode, inductor, load circuit. Same if we turn on the main thyristor, then current will flow in two paths. Commutating current will flow through the capacitor C, Tm, inductor L, diode D, and the load current will flow through the load. If the charge on the capacitor is reversed and held at that using the diode, if thyristor TA is re-triggered, then voltage across the capacitor will appear across the Tm via TA. Thus the main thyristor Tm will be turned off. It is used in inverters and Jones-Chopper circuit. Let's say class E commutation, which is external pulse commutation. In this commutation, for a class E thyristor commutation technique, one transformer which cannot saturate as of it having different sufficient ion and air gap and is capable to carry the load current with a small voltage drop compared with the supply voltage. If the thyristor T is triggered, then the current will flow through the load and pulse transformer. An external pulse generator is used to generate a positive pulse which is supplied to the cathode and the thyristor through pulse transformer. The capacitor C is charged to about 1 volt and it is considered to have a zero impedance for a turn off duration. It means it not having impedance while turn off. Let's say how it will work. So the voltage across the thyristor is reverse biased by the pulse from the electrical transformer which supplies the reverse recovery current, and for the required turn off time it holds the negative voltage. So this is a circuit diagram of external pulse commutation. So it having one SCR, one pulse transformer, load and capacitor. So this pulse transformer can be triggered from the external source. If you apply the pulse, then pulse will transform from primary to secondary. So it will trigger the SCR such that the cathode of the SCR will connected with the negative source such that the current will flow from the supply to the anode, to the SCR, to the cathode, to the pulse transformer and to the load. Let's see next commutation, that is class F commutation. This kind of commutation is operate on the AC supply, whereas the previous all of the commutation operated on the DC supply. In class F thyristor commutation technique, an alternating voltage is used for supply. During the positive half cycle of the supply, the load current will flow. If the load is highly inductive, then the current will remain until the energy stored in the inductive load is going to dissipate. During the negative half cycle, as of load current becomes a zero, then thyristor will turn off. If voltage exists for a period of rated turn off time of the device, then the negative polarity of the voltage across the outgoing thyristor will turn it off. Here the duration of the half cycle must be greater than the turn off time of thyristor. This commutation process is similar to the concept of three-phase converter. Let us consider primary T1 and T11 are conducting with the triggering angle of the converter which is equal to the 60 degree and is operating in continuous conduction mode with the highly inductive load. If the thyristor T2 and T22 are triggered, then instantaneously the current through the incoming device will rise to the load current level. So this is a circuit diagram of class F commutation. It having total 4 SCR, that is T1, T2, T11, T22, and having one load and having one source. During positive half cycle, T1 and T11 will trigger, and during negative half cycle, T2 and T22 will trigger. When negative half cycle will come, thyristor T1 and T11 will turn off due to reverse voltage across it. When positive half cycle will come, thyristor T2 and T22 will become turn off. If the current through the incoming thyristor reaches to the load current level, then the commutation process of outgoing thyristor will be initiated. The reverse blocking voltage of the thyristor should be continuous until the forward blocking state is reached. Let's have a question for assignment. Explain class D chopper, explain class E chopper, and explain class F chopper. Thank you for watching.
If you like this video, please subscribe and like our YouTube channel LJB Electrical, and don't forget to click on the bell icon to get latest video update fast.